A typical question that I get from people who are not sure if they're ready to create a website yet is, do you really need to have a website in order to make sales online? And the short answer to this question is no. You can use other platforms like Etsy or Society6 or Redbubble or Creative Market in order to make sales online. So you don't actually need to have a website in order to make sales. But the thing I'm going to talk about today is why you should want to have a website in order to fulfill your goals as an online business owner. So the number one reason why I always recommend to my clients, to my customers, to people who haven't even thought about having a website yet, the number one reason why I say you need to have a website is that it acts as a salesperson for you. So the thing is, when you don't have a website, you have to do a little bit more of the selling on your own. Whereas if you have a website, you can use the website to do some of that selling for you. So you can have in place sales pages, you can have in place things that bring people back to the sales pages. You can have a strategy that is working for you 24/7. So rather than you having to do all of that work on your own with having to send out email after email to a customer or a potential customer, you actually have that stuff there available for the world to see. And people can stumble upon that without even knowing what they're looking for, without even thinking that they need what it is you have to offer. So it's always there, always available, and that means that you can make money when you're sleeping, depending on what it is that you sell, but you can make money while you're sleeping. You can have this thing working for you even when you're not at your computer. So it acts as that salesperson to the world for you, and it enables you to speak more about the products and services that you sell without having to constantly be on and constantly be emailing or promoting or whatever you want to talk about as far as being a salesperson goes. Speaking of emails, this brings me to the number 2 reason why I think it's very important for you to have a website. And I want you to know that I'm not saying this just because I'm a website designer. I'm saying this because it's true. The thing is, when you have a website, you have this in place, you're able to basically cut down on the amount of emails that are being exchanged between you and your potential customer or potential client. So you could have an FAQ page that is always up, always available, where people can get their questions answered without having to email you directly. Now, will this still happen? Will people still email you? Yes, of course. But you can direct them to the FAQ page. You can answer their question really briefly and then say, if you have any other questions, check out our FAQ page. So it will cut down the amount of time of you emailing back and forth between yourself and a customer, and that will help to save your time for other more important things. Another reason why you might want to have a website in order to set yourself up online as a business is that you can create a system and you can create a funnel for people to go through in order to get whatever it is that you offer. So without a website, it's kind of hard for you to piece together all of these things that need to be working as far as your system goes. So as far as bringing people through the sales process to an email funnel. So if you are able to have things set up on your website that walks people through each step of their journey, this will help you to cut down on the time that you have to chat with your customer. It helps you to answer any questions that they may have during the process. It can help them to fill in the gaps of their knowledge depending on what it is that you sell. So for my business, for instance, I'm able to, through my website, help my clients to understand different things about websites and help to move them toward making a decision on if they want to hire out for a website, if they want to do their website themselves. I can help them to know how to plan for their website. I can help them with so many steps of the journey that would take a long time to do but I can do that through my blog, through the videos that I put up, through offering things on my website like a Start Here page where people can find information about the different parts of the website making process. And that cuts down on that type of thing where people are maybe unsure of if they're ready for whatever it is that you sell or you offer. So you can eliminate some of those things by having a system, by allowing people to also hop in to your email list and they can learn through that. So it just solves a lot of those problems and enables you to be able to give a solution to a potential objection or problem that they might have, and that will bring them closer to purchasing from you and also bring them closer to, knowing if you're the right fit for them. Your website also allows your customers to see photographs of your products, and if you have some photos of you, they can see more of who you are, the things that you bring to the table. It just allows your customers or clients to see things visually that you might not be able to do with those other websites. So you're constrained by the restrictions of what those websites allow you to do on them. So Etsy, you might not be able to put things in the order that you want. You might not be able to style things the way that you want. Another platform, you may not be able to load as many photos, or the photo quality may not be very good. So when you have the ability to have complete control over your website, you're able to do things visually that you're not able to do on these other websites. Another reason why you might potentially want a website is that it strengthens your brand, and it also should enforce the goals and the mission that you have for your brand. So when you have a website, you are able to do things for your visual branding, your brand personality that you're not able to do necessarily in other places. So you can kind of let those things trickle out through social media. You can let things trickle out on Etsy and other places, but on a website like Etsy, you're going to see the Etsy branding. So it doesn't really strengthen your brand. It doesn't really show who you are necessarily, but on your website, you can put your colors, your fonts. You can really put things that mean a lot to you and a lot to the business that you're creating or that you're building. So for instance, if you support some sort of cause, you can list that on your website and let people know what cause it is that you support. You can write blog posts around certain things that maybe you can't do if you don't have the functionality where you can have a blog. So you're able to do these things that you might not be able to do on these other platforms. Finally, your website helps you to promote the things that you have to offer. So what I tell people to do is to put things on your website that drive people to the things that you have to offer. And everything that you do should be supporting your goals as far as what you hope to sell and how you hope to help people with whatever problem or struggle that they have. So if you are using your website effectively, you're able to add things to the website and to your blog that help to promote the things that you have to offer. And you can start with some freebies and you can move them down the line where they are going to get to a point where they are going to hear about whatever it is you have to offer. But you have to get them into a funnel. You have to get them to your website. You have to get them to trust you and to know who you are and to develop this rapport with you that you cannot necessarily do on social media. You can develop or start developing a rapport. People will follow you, but they're distracted by a bunch of other things, a bunch of other brands, other people. Whereas on your website, they can get to see you, they can get to see who you are, they can get to know what it is that you offer. You have everything right there in one place, and it's all supporting your business. It has nothing to do with anyone else. They can't get distracted. Well, they still could get distracted if they have kids running around the house or if they have the mailman knocking on the door or something like that. Of course, they can still get distracted, but it's less likely for them to get distracted immediately immediately, where they're like off, flittering off into some other thing. Where you have it on your website, you can promote the things that you have to offer, and everything can support those goals. And you can, like I said, educate your customer on the things that you have to offer through your blog. You can put videos on your blog or on your about page or on any sort of page. You can really put video anywhere, and it will help to assist your business. So all of these things working together are why I strongly suggest that you have a website. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't start out with just being on Etsy. It doesn't mean that you can't start out with just having a landing page or something like that. You don't have to jump right in and pay $2,000 or more to a web designer in order to have something that you can start building your business with. So you could start with just a simple landing page, then you can move into having a more developed website, or you could learn how to do it yourself through YouTube, or you could actually hire somebody to carry you through the process like I do with my consulting clients. There's a lot of ways for you to create a website. It doesn't have to be any one way, and you can do things as you are going to make your website work for you, make your website stronger, make your website where it does all of these things that we mentioned today. So the goal is to just get started with it and to jump in and to either learn as you're going or enable yourself to make this sale so that you can set some money aside in order to hire a web designer. So that's it. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.